Dear Waiting Moms, welcome to another episode of Becoming Moms podcast. My name is Dr. Tien. I'm a pharmacist and a fertility coach, and I'm your host. After almost 2 years of my own trying to conceive journey with irregular cycles and insulin resistance, I can understand how challenging and lonely it is to be on this journey. And at the beginning of 2022, I was able to regulate my cycles and fall pregnant naturally, as well as improve my insulin resistance by lowering my A1C down to a normal range after only 6 weeks. I am now on a mission to help all of you waiting moms find a better, more balanced way to optimize your hormones and your body in order to increase your chances of conceiving without feeling like you have to be on any restrictive diet or crazy amount of medication or supplements. I know I don't want to do that, so I don't want you to have to go through that either. Okay, so let's get in today's episode. So I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and this might happen to you as well. I have been seeing a lot on, just online forums and groups and things like that. Because when we're trying to conceive and you're having trouble conceiving, taking a lot longer than you expected, and making this journey not as exciting or enjoyable as you were hoping it would be when you try to start a family. So my friends wanted to try to have a baby a lot later than I planned to have a baby. And of course, I took way longer, but some of them are able to conceive a lot sooner than you, right? And when you see these pregnancy posts or announcements, or just your friend telling you, hey, I'm pregnant, or just announcing it, things like that, it can make you feel happy for them, of course, right? But also a little bit sad for you that you haven't been able to conceive. And it's a difficult balance of trying to figure out how you can continue to be supportive and happy for your friends and family when they announce their pregnancy, and also feel bad or sad for you because you haven't been able to have a baby yet, right? And navigating this emotion roller coaster a lot of the time during your trying to conceive journey can be very difficult. And people might feel like, you might feel like you want to give up, or you don't have anybody to talk to about this, because it can be really lonely going through this journey, even though you do have your partner, your husband, wife. But sometimes it's hard to explain to them what's going on in your body, because you're the only one who understands what's going on. If you're feeling tired that day, or depressed, or down, or just not a lot of energy, right? Because people with metabolic syndrome, especially PCOS, can have a lot of mental toll on you. And I want to just take you through some exercise that I used to do in order to navigate this particular difficult time that you might be feeling. So first of all, I always like to tell myself that no matter what happens, I will become a mom in my own time, in my own way. So what I mean by that is, even if you feel like all hope is lost, you will find a way to become a mom. You will find your own way to become a mom. That might not happen immediately. That might not happen tomorrow or the next month or right now. And after seeing so many negative pregnancy tests, it can be really hard to keep going. But I've been able to continue on my journey. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of time I wanted to just throw in the towel and tell my husband I don't want to try anymore, or tell my parents to stop asking me when I'm going to have a baby, or other friends and family keep asking, right, if you're trying or when are you going to be pregnant, and they'll give you advice and they do mean well, and I love them all, but sometimes all you really want them to say is, I'm here for you, right? I'm sorry that you're going through this. I don't understand what you're going through, but I'm willing to listen. So maybe another thing you can do is, if your friends and family are offering you advice and they're not helping, and it can be easy to either just say, oh yeah, thanks, I'm fine. Or you can be the opposite of saying, some sort of outburst that you don't really mean. Oh my gosh, stop telling me that. You're not helping. And it can be difficult to navigate these relationships because you still want to be their friend, you still want to be a good daughter or good family relative member, right, for your family. But at the same time, you want to protect your own feelings. So some distance from the particular individual can help, but a lot of the time, I actually recommend just telling them, hello, hello, it's Dr. Promlab here, interrupting your episode to let you know that I actually have a full training on how to regulate your cycle to increase your pregnancy chance in less than 6 months. So, this is a free training that I have created for you all to really focus on what you can do daily to help you improve your ovulation and insulin resistance if you have it. It actually will provide you with a no fail strategy to help you transform your relationship with your PCOS symptoms without any restrictive diet. A lot of the time, I hear that P- patient with PCOS can feel super tired and have no energy, or insomnia, things like that. All of that really are based on your hormone imbalances, and we're going to go over that to figure out what hormone triggers you have in order for you to work with your body, and not have to be on a restrictive diet. You're also actually going to get a step-by-step guide to regulate your ovulation and cycles. I know with PCOS, a lot of the time you do have an irregular cycle. I know for me, I would only get one cycle every 6 months. So even when I was trying to conceive, I wasn't ovulating. So I wasn't even trying at all, really. And I went from only having 2 cycles per year to actually having 6 to 8 cycles per year, which is pretty good for me. And we're going to go over exactly how I did that. And finally, we're going to touch on key changes that you can make so you can optimize your body and your hormones without having to take a ton of medication or supplements. I didn't take any medication or supplements while I was trying to conceive because I just felt like nutrition was a better and more natural way of doing things. And it really helped me a lot. And I know it can help you too. So maybe you are just starting out on your trying to conceive journey and you're just a bit confused on what exactly you need to do. Or if you've been on this journey for a while and you've tried everything under the sun just to get that big fat positive pregnancy test, but no matter what you do, you're not getting the result that you want, right? And actually, no matter where you are on your trying to conceive journey, right? All you want to do is to meet your baby and to have that family that you've always dreamed of. So if you want to achieve this dream, you want to make this dream a reality, and you want access to this free training that I have for you, all you have to do is go to drpromlabwellnesscorner.com/free dash training and go ahead and watch this amazing free training and let me know if you found this helpful at all for you. I like to know if I can make it even better for you in the future, or if you found that it was helpful now, let me know what you liked about it. And you can always just send me a message on social at Dr. Promlat Wellness Corner. Okay, well, let's get back into today's episode. As respectful as you can. Hey, whatever you're telling me right now, I know you mean well and I know you want to help, but I don't think it's helping. Actually, I know it's not helping me. What I need you to do instead is just to listen. That's all I really want, and to be here to support me. And if you want to know more about what I'm going through, we can always have a chat and I can tell you. But I'm not looking for any kind of advice. I'm just looking for an outlet to express my feelings and what I'm going through. If that's what you want to do to help, that would be a lot better than giving me advice, right? So you can say something like that if you want to. And going back to the how to actually feeling better about what's going on and continuing on your journey. Another thing I would normally tell myself is I am actually a lot more than just becoming a mom, right? I'm a pharmacist, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister. I was a dog mom as well, so I have multiple responsibilities besides my own trying to conceive journey. And I know normally you can feel like you're not really are made to do anything else. This is what you were put on the earth to do, to become a mom. And not being able to conceive can sometimes make you feel like you're a little bit broken and that you're not up to par or whatever that level of expectation everybody else is having for you or society norms is having. That is because of the way they were brought up, basically. And nothing you can do to really change that. And it's still very normal to feel that way. It's okay to feel that way. And I actually encourage you to explore all of your feelings and all of your emotions. I used to just kind of push whatever uncomfortable feelings I have deep, deep, deep down because I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to explore that feelings. And it was just uncomfortable. I'm never actually taught to express my feeling or deal with any of my emotion. That's just the way I was brought up. And now that I'm a lot older, not that um too happy about me getting older, but you do come to a point where you realize a lot of things that you were brought up and raised with, your environment, it was just not, I guess, perfect is the right word. I'm not really sure. But nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect anyway, so it can be hard to even navigate that. But to summarize, you are way more than just you becoming a mom or your physical ability to have a baby. You are way more than your reproductive health at this moment. And I know you're working as hard as you can, trying everything that you can to increase your chance of pregnancy. And we're actually going to be talking a lot about what you can do throughout this podcast. So we'll get there. But now it's just kind of going over your mental, emotional well being, which I think is the most important thing to consider and the most important thing to put as a priority during this trying to conceive journey. Because actually, everything that I've been researching and everything that I've read, stress level is in every single little list. It's part of the reason why you're not ovulating. It's part of the reason why you're having irregular cycles. It's part of the reason why you're not able to. It, of course, is part of our hormones as well. But yeah, it's imbalanced hormones. So it's play a big part in everything in this journey. So to reduce that stress, you have to be able to navigate your own emotional well being and put that as the top of your list, right? And another thing that I normally would tell myself is even if, so this is just for me, this might not be where you are yet, but I have a, a tendency to expect the worst. Again, just how I was brought up, so I don't have my expectation all crushed. It's not too healthy, I would say. So, because of that mentality and that mindset, I would tell myself, even if I can't conceive on my own, there are other options I can try. And of course, we can explore those options when you are ready. But at least telling myself that I have options really helped me continue on my journey without feeling like I need to give up or anything like that. So that's really are the three things that I would normally tell myself. And I think it really is important to continue repeating those mantra or affirmation to yourself if that something helps you. Or you can always explore other relaxation techniques. Of course, yoga is one of my favorite, or meditation as well. I discovered that while I was trying to conceive and being more mindful of what's my body's going through. And of course, that's actually helped with your stress level as well. And recently, I actually just discovered something called fertility yoga. One of my potential clients had mentioned that's what she was doing. And then, of course, somehow, Meta is listening to you. And then all of a sudden, I got ads on Instagram about fertility yoga. But since I love yoga and I'm helping people with fertility issues, it's something I wanted to look into. And I did one exercise, I guess one fertility yoga flow, and it's actually wonderful. Even if you don't really believe that it will help you conceive, it was super relaxing, and it's at a slower pace than normally, because when you do like a vinyasa yoga flow can be really fast. 'Cause it's designed to get your heart pumping, designed to actually increase your core stability, your flexibility, work on your strength conditioning and things like that. But the flow that I did, fertility yoga flow that I did, was a lot slower. You work on your breath more. You connect your mind and your womb together, listening to your body and figuring out what's going on. So actually that's a really good exercise to do, because one of the things I do recommend a lot of the time is to actually figuring out what your body is doing, what your body is telling you, because the more you become in tune with your body, the better you will become at helping yourself regulate your hormone, regulate your cycles, and increase your chance of ovulating so you can have the best chance possible at conceiving. So, a lot of the things that you might not think will help won't hurt you either, right? So, repeating affirmation to yourself might feel a little bit weird or kind of woo woo up there out there. When I first start doing affirmation, I really didn't think much of it. I never was an affirmation person either. I grew up in an Asian household. There was no affirmation whatsoever. Okay, so this is a very new concept to me as well, but I found it to be very relaxing, and it was just something new and different and fresh, and I enjoyed it. I never really told myself you could do it, or you're good enough, or you're worthy, but I should be telling myself all of that because they are all true. So I want you to start practicing affirmations and write down what's important to you. Write down what you're feeling right now, and then try to say the opposite of that, and then repeat the opposite to yourself. Okay. I actually record my own affirmations and I listen to it in the morning when I drop off my now 10-month-old baby at daycare, which is kind of insane. She's already 10 months. But yeah, so that's what works for me. You can always type them all up, put it on your phone, and read it in the morning and at nighttime, whatever it is you want to say to yourself in order to help you keep going. And of course, try yoga. It doesn't even have to be fertility yoga, but I do recommend a slower paced type yoga that are more focused on your breath and your movement and your ability to stay in tune with yourself. But of course, if you like the faster pace just for health reason, you can always do that. But yoga and meditation are something I do recommend. And that's basically all I did in order to navigate my emotion and my own well-being while I was trying to conceive after seeing so many negative pregnancy tests for over 2 years. I was basically just expecting every single one of them would be negative and that I would never get a positive. And then I did get a positive, and I didn't believe it. So I took it 4 more times using 4 different test brands, right? Like you would. And that's how Sybil was born. But I know you're hurting right now, and I know you don't feel like anything you can do will change anything. But that's why I created this podcast, so I can help you figure out what you could be doing in order to increase your chances of conceiving. And I have a lot planned for this season. I'm not really sure how many episodes I'm going to create, but I did select once a week was the goal of this podcast. So hopefully we will be able to continue with that pace. If not, at least twice a month is my other goal to produce new episodes for you guys. And you can always find me on social at Dr. Prom Lab Wellness Corner and let me know what you want to hear more about, what you want to learn more about. But I'm basically just going to be sharing a lot of my journey, what I did nutrition wise, and what I did to stay healthy during pregnancy. Maybe actually I'll probably focus on just the preconception phase of it all because a lot of you, if you are listening, you're still trying to conceive. But of course, if you have question about during pregnancy, you can always ask me as well. But that is it for today's episode. I will see you on the next one. Well, that's all for today's episode of Becoming Moms. I hope you really enjoyed it and you found it helpful. And if you resonate with everything that I talked about today and you feel like you want to learn more, you want to learn how to truly create sustainable changes that will ensure that you will be able to effortlessly fall pregnant and find freedom from dieting, freedom from killing yourself over at the gyms days in and days out, freedom from all those medication and supplements that you're currently on, so you can stop worrying about your future and stop worrying about if you ever become a mom and start enjoying your baby making journey again. Start living your dream as your reality, right? That probably is just going to have the family that you've always wanted instead of constantly living fear and feel stuck on your trying to conceive journey. Then I really invite you to connect with me. I want to get to know you better and I want to show you how I can make all of that happen for you, right? We'll actually chat for 45 whole minutes where we'll hash out a strategic plan to help you see that regulating your cycles and ovulation isn't all that impossible anymore. But I'll only want you to reach out if you feel like you are 110% committed to your health and that you are ready to take massive action to make it happen, okay? Because we can both talk and talk until we're both blue in the face, but if you are not willing to invest in your health, not willing to invest in yourself, then nothing we can say can really change anything, right? So if you really think that is you and you are ready to see where your powerful self can really take you, then all you gotta do is go to drpromlatwellnesscorner.com/apply and book a free roadmap call with me. I am committed to you and your health, and I will work with you until you are successful. During the session, we will evaluate where your strengths are and what's currently working for you, and then we'll take a look at what we can improve upon, as well as mapping out a plan for you to get there. And then if you are a really good fit, I'll actually offer you a spot in my Becoming Moms community where we will work further with you on how to create a more sustainable and less restrictive way so you can actually optimize your hormones in your body to increase your chances of conceiving without having to think about if you'll ovulate this month at all. Also, make sure to fill out the little short survey attached to our call before the session. So I have a bit of a background on you to better prepare and plan for our session to make sure that you will get the most out of your time with me. Okay, well, I can't wait to speak with you soon. Until then, sending you lots of baby dust.